everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to Zach's Here at HQ. And guys, we are back again with another spoiler discussion for X-Men 97 Season 2. Of course, this will be a live spoiler discussion. Guys, what a phenomenal episode. I'm going to wait for everybody to get in here. Marvel, nice to see you. You said hi. Guys, you need to let me know, what did you think about this episode? I'm going to refresh my chat because it's kind of like behind a little bit. Okay, we're good. We're caught up. What an episode. What an episode. Just off rip, how I would rank these episodes after this episode. Episode 6 and episode 4 are kind of tie as my number one favorite episode of the season. But if I really still had to do it and just the shock factor, I'm still going to say episode 4 is my number 1. Episode 6 is my number 2. Episode 5 is my number 3. Episode 2 as my number 4. Episode 1 as my number 5. And then episode 3 as my number 6. That's my rank so far of the episodes thus far. I actually do need to move this. Let me do that. I always forget to do that because I just got done doing my reaction. Guys, my reaction to episode 6 will be up on Patreon right after I'm done with this live stream. But phenomenal episode. I really want to talk about it. This was Polaris's episode. This was focused on Polaris and focused also on Charles, on just kind of like the loss of Charles's best friend, of course, Magneto, Eric, but also Polaris, in a way, she lost a father she never knew, and kind of figuring out who she is. And this was such a great episode, hand in hand, on dealing with like grief, but also dealing with, you know, a sense of identity, on you not knowing who you are. And Charles was kind of going through that too, on like, really, like, who is he without Charles? Who is he without, you know, Magnus? Who is he without Magneto? Who is he without his best friend? Yeah, they had issues, but like, who am I if I don't have Magneto anymore? So it's like, this was really a really great episode. This was definitely one of the standout episodes of the season for me. I really enjoyed this episode. You said, I'm 14 and that music gave both... Wait, I'm 14 and that music gave me both chills and nostalgia. Okay, cool. JJ, nice to see you. You said 10 out of 10 episode. I loved it so much. It was a great episode, yeah. You said, this was my second favorite episode of the season so far. Awesome, sick. Yeah, this was a standout episode for me. Right off rip, like I said, this was Polaris's episode. I was surprised to see a Polaris-focused episode. I know a little bit about Polaris via, I think it was Gifted. I think it was a show called Gifted. I think it was called Gifted. It was like about X-Men characters and stuff, and Polaris was one of the main focusing characters of that show, Gifted. I believe it was on Fox. It used to be on Fox. I can't quite remember, but I knew a little bit about that character, but this is a really cool character. She is a really cool character. I can't wait until they make a Marvel Legends X-Men 97 figure of her. I will be picking it up. I did tell my buddy Troy, like, if they make the X Factor team, I think I would actually go out of my way to pick them up. And I feel like, especially now more than ever, I really want this figure of her. She's a really cool character. And what's great about X-Men 97 is that for a lot of people that don't know some of these characters, this show really shines a light on these characters and makes you really care for them. And it's like, I would knowing a little bit about Polaris, I now know more about her from this series, and I would like to get a figure of her. So it's really cool what a show can do. You said this episode was good. Polaris has become my new favorite X-Men. Yeah, bro, Terrell, I'm kind of right there with you. She was a standout. It was her episode. You said, did you see the final trailer of Spider-Man Brand New Day? I did see it. I saw it in theaters when I saw Odyssey. So I saw it before everybody saw it, before it went live online. I saw it a couple days prior. I saw it on Thursday when I saw Odyssey. So last Thursday, I guess you could say, because that's when I saw Odyssey. You said Gambit returns. Gambit does return. We're going to talk about it. That's big. Gambit does return. I actually want to talk about that kind of first, but I'm gonna hold off on it because I think there's other stuff at hand we need to talk about. Because of course Gambit is going to be the thing people talk about probably the most. Because everybody's been itching to see what Gambit's going to look like. Gambit has a pretty cool design too. Very kind of different from what he has from his comic counterpart, but very much still the same. And I think that's good because it's an easy transition back to, after all the apocalypse is said and done, I think we can make Gambit kind of go back to normal and have his kind of iconic look. So I think they did it for a reason. You said, do you think that they will be setting up redemption for Gambit this season, 100%. I don't see this going into a season 3. I would be surprised if this arc goes into a season 3, because that's essentially carrying over the apocalypse of it all, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Also, what did you think of the Odyssey? I think it was great. I have a review out for it if you want to go check it out. I don't want to talk about it too much here because this is the central focus of the stream, but I did enjoy it a lot. Okay, let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about this episode. I do have some slideshow images that we're gonna kind of like go through. But yeah, this was a Polaris very much so focused episode with a little bit of Charles. It was mainly Charles and Polaris, but I would say this was really became a Polaris centric episode, especially because she was on the thumbnail of today's episode. And today's episode is titled Danger.Exe. This is the title of the episode, is called Danger.Exe. So yes. I want to actually minimize this. I don't want to go on here. Let's minimize. Okay, cool. So this is kind of like how we start the episode. Or actually, I think we start the episode. Actually, no, did we start the episode from here? We might have started it with Charles in the danger room. So we can kind of start from here. But this was essentially a very focused Charles and Polaris focused episode. We have Polaris with the X Factor team trying to figure out or not if she wants to, or is it X Force? Or is X Force? No, X Force is Cable's X Factor. So, she's with her team, and essentially she is on a mission where she has to get tech from mutant hating people, and she kind of goes a little bit too far, but in a way I think it was valid. Like, I don't know how you could even deal with mutant, with mutant hating people doing what they're doing, trying to get weapons and stuff, trying to like hunt mutants down. I don't know how you can hold back on that, but of course, it's government rules. That's the whole point of the X Factor team, is you rally up the people that are doing bad or doing harm against mutants, but also like in a way like it's a hard line. It's a hard line because like it's a government controlled, I would say in a way, mutant hunting task force, but also people that hate mutants hunting task force as well. Trying to keep the peace task force. But Polaris was valid. She was valid, pretty much splitting the boat in half and trying to like throw it at the people in the ocean. And she's pretty much like she was gonna go with just the weapons, but they kept firing at her, and she's like, I'm not gonna have it. I'm not gonna have them, after what's said and done, they lost, and they're trying to shoot at me. I'm not gonna have that. So she was valid. I thought she was valid. And her doing this and wanting to kind of let off her powers, I thought she was valid. But essentially, she gets kicked off the X Factor team. She's fine with that, and at this point, she has a sense of identity. It's like an identity crisis. Like, who am I? You know what I mean? Like, this team, I feel like really never worked for me, and we kind of saw that when she was like first introduced with the X Factor team. We kind of saw that with Jubilee, when Jubilee kind of said like, "What? Like, really, you're a part of this government hunting mutants task force, and you guys think you're doing good? Like, no." And she kind of even saw that when Jubilee was kind of saying what was right there in front of her, which Polaris didn't want to kind of know this and what was right in front of her, because the X-Men are back at this point, so she has somewhere else to go. So she figures, I'm not going to stay here. Like, I'm going to go back where mutants have always been able to go, which is the Xavier Mansion. It's being rebuilt, so she goes back there. Okay, Professor X, though, he was going through it. We kind of started the episode where he's in the danger room, and he's just recycling through that moment with Magneto getting blasted by Apocalypse. Just keep going over and over that same situation in the danger room, trying to figure out if there was another way for him to like save Magneto or kind of walk out of that situation where Magneto and him got to walk away from Apocalypse. But in a way, it's him like punishing himself, but also him trying to figure out his way through his own grief on dealing with the fact that Magneto is no longer with us. So that was sad, him going through that same scenario. It was sad. It was sad watching him go through that, because it's like he doesn't know what to do. He can't stop replaying that moment in his head where it's like, why couldn't I have done more? I wish I could have done more. Was there a way I could have done more? Magneto would have found a way that done more. It should have been me. Like, he's just really going through his own way of going through the grief, going through the motions. And it was sad. It was sad, but also in a way where he was doing this, the Danger Room kind of was like, you wanted to find a way out of this. This is my that I am programmed to find a way where you know this challenges you, but also you can combat this situation. Like that's what I am programmed to do. Like the Danger Room was about to squash his head, being Apocalypse. Like it was about to literally stomp on Bro's head because he kept replaying the situation, trying to get around. How do I make it where me and Eric walk away from this? How do I make it where we can beat this? And the Danger Room heard him and tried to adapt, tried to assess the situation. But I felt bad. I felt bad. This was a really standout moment of the episode, and along with the Polaris of really finding out who she is, because people looked at her after this situation. People are looking at her as the next Magneto because she is Magneto's daughter. Mind you, she's never met Magneto or really knew her father, but or not truly, she never really knew her father. So it's essentially like people are trying to tell her who she is, but in reality, she's trying to find out who she is or where her place is in the world. And I'm glad it led her back to the X-Men. But reading the chat a little bit, you said, I honestly think that they fixed one of the flaws with season one with more Wolverine. Yo, I love that Spider-Man background. It's 10 out of 10. Thank you, Marvel. I appreciate it. You said what? Wait, she is 13. Wait, what? I'm confused about that. You said she was so valid with a Val, and Val don't see mutant kind as worth protecting, more so worth policing to keep the peace. Exactly, trying to police the mutants and really not trying to protect the mutants, because in a way she needed protection. She was trying to protect herself, and like you said, Val was against it. If that's her name, I can't remember what that the chick's name is ahead of leading the X Factor team. But you said also what happened to Captain America, Black Widow, Wolverine post credit scene. Uh, will that even be resolved this season? No, because they gave Wolverine his Weapon X file, and that was all they were. That's all they could do because they are a government led team, so they can't really do much. So they did. Cap did that, and Widow did that off the books. They did that off the books for as a favor to Wolverine, but they couldn't help him. Hence why he brought the band back together, which was the Weapon X team that we saw in episode 5. So yeah, they couldn't get involved. You said also what happened. Okay, read that. You said, "Hey chat, what was the robot's name again? Sorry, I forgot." I actually want to get into that. I just called it Danger Room because that's essentially what the robot is. It's the Danger Room, which I do want to get into. Essentially, before we get to that though, what ends up happening is Polaris comes back. The Danger Room has essentially upgraded and has adapted, where the Danger Room has been able to make itself its own being and no longer is controlled by Xavier's protocols for the Danger Room or any of the X-Men. It's going off books. It's going rogue. It's doing an Ultron. I'm essentially saying the Danger Room is doing an Ultron, which we're about to get into. So the Danger Room, like I said, pulls an Ultron and essentially goes crazy, goes berserk, is really saying what Charles said. Like, you wanted to adapt, I'm adapting. You wanted to, adapt to the situation. You want your X-Men to be ready. I'm trying to do that for you. Pretty much trying to justify I'm going rogue and I'm going to do these heinous things because you want your X-Men to be ready. You weren't ready in that scenario, so you're going to want me to make your X-Men ready. I'm going to do that. I'm making you ready. In a world where there is no Magneto and you don't know what to do, I'm going to make you ready. So this was interesting because I've seen this design before from the comics. I've seen panels. I can't quite pinpoint the name of what they were trying to do with this character. Mind you, it might have been the same of what they did in the comics when I saw this picture. I'm pretty sure they have a Marvel Legends of this already, I think. I could be wrong. Jamiggy, you probably know. He said, I didn't like this episode. Jamiggy, how did you not like this episode? You're gonna have to let me know, bro. Like, this felt like a Jamiggy-centric episode. I'm shocked you didn't like this episode, bro. What? He said Danger will appear in Marvel Token Fighting Souls. Okay, so it's the character's named Danger. Okay, makes sense. Danger Room. Not really a room anymore. Danger. I like that. Really, really cool. You said Rogue as a character going forward is probably be the most compelling to me, especially with Gambit returning. Yeah, JJ, it's going to be interesting for sure, for sure. But yeah, like I said, Danger, the Danger Room goes rogue, becomes Danger, goes to Genosha because that's where the X Men go. Xavier takes a little team, some of the X Men to Genosha to pretty much look over Genosha and kind of go through Genosha and just see what's in the ruins and see what's left. That's what they went to go do because they couldn't do that after the events of Genosha's kind of was it I guess you could say mass slaughter like what happened in Genosha. So they couldn't do that before because they got scattered through time. So they are going now to go check the ruins and see what they can do. Essentially, and also Xavier's thinking that's where I need to go because I think I can get some answers on really the whole what do I do like after Magneto is gone, what's my purpose? I think I'll find it there. So he takes Scott, Jean, he takes Beast, and he also, I think that's it, actually. Scott, Jean, Beast. I don't think he takes anybody else, because at this point also Jubilee and Roberto are still with the are still with the X-Force. They're not with the X-Men yet. um Morph is back, but also we didn't get Wolverine in this episode. So that's interesting to me that I'm assuming Wolverine stayed back and maybe he's keeping to himself after the events of episode 5. I would assume. So we were kind of missing out on a lot of characters. I mean, so other characters could kind of be at the forefront. Which I'm not mad at. I think that's what you need to do sometimes when you have a lot of characters. But like I said, Danger goes to Genosha to pretty much Charles to what's the word, like challenge Charles and give him that, give him his lesson essentially. So that's really really cool. We get to this moment, like I said, we're in Genosha. This is the team Charles took to Genosha, and then we get a whole fight breaking out where Polaris and also Bishop have to head to Genosha to warn Xavier and the rest of the team, but also try to take out Danger entirely and trying to warn Charles and the rest of the team about Danger. Because Charles at this point and the rest of the X-Men don't know that the Danger Room is going rogue off of what Charles said about repeating the whole Magneto dying at the hands of Apocalypse situation. We get this cool moment. I liked this moment a lot where we get Jean and Scott trying to adapt, saying that Danger knows all of our moves. We have to adapt. This was sick. Saying the Danger Room doesn't know all of our moves and does a Wolverine. This was sick. What I would give to see actual Logan doing this with Scott would have been sick. That would have been sick. It's cool that we get like a husband and wife team up moment, but it would have been sick to see Scott and Logan do this. That would have been fire. That would have been really cool. Even though this was cool in general, this was fire. The fact that she was able to like use her like her like waves, her you know what I mean, to like make the Wolverine's claws, that's fire. That's really really cool. To use her telepathic ability to do this, I thought that was fire. But going on to the next thing, we have Polaris. Polaris gets here and she's struggling. Like, so she's struggling to like about using her full potential because she does not want people to view her as the next Magneto, because she already feels like she's like, she even said to Val, if that was her name, saying that I'm not what people tell me I am. But in a way, the Danger Room said that you're like your father. You don't know when to control yourself. She's doubting who she is. Charles puts it in the perspective like, you know who you are, I know who you are, and you know who you are. And your father wasn't. I'll tell you who your father was. And he like shows her flashbacks of like Eric defending mutant kind, what she wants to be doing. Because for a minute she wasn't really defending mutant kind. She was defending the humans to keep the peace against mutants. So in a way, she's finally gets to let out her full strength, but also find out who her father was from someone that knew her father, of rekindle that. So like I really loved it. It was like a sense of healing for Charles, showing Polaris who Magneto was. I liked that. It was a sense of them finding out who they need, what they need to do, and who they need to be moving forward without having Magneto there. I thought that why my OBS is flipping out. It's saying disconnecting, reconnecting. Hopefully on your guys it's good. Okay, it's connection successful. I don't know what's going on. You said X Force X Men would be fighting. Even though she didn't get a lot of screen time this episode, Storm is one of the best female characters in the show. Storm's great. Storm is great, JJ, no doubt. Jean used Storm and Wolverine power with her telekinesis. Jean used Storm and Wolverine. Oh yeah, she did with the kind of like tornado she made for Danger to go into, while Polaris could do this. Yeah. You said that's Rogue. Wait. What's Rogue option on Magneto? I'm confused. Death. Wait, you said what's Rogue option on Magneto? Death. Wait, I was Rogue option on Magneto? Death. What do you mean, like him becoming? I don't think that's gonna happen about Magneto becoming Death, because because they kind of confirm something, which we'll talk about. I think Magneto might become someone else if Apocalypse brings him back as a Horseman, which I don't think he's going to, because there's like no body to bring back, so I don't know how that would work. But yeah, like I said, Polaris let out her full strength, looking really, really cool. Very much so. Like, you could pull up a picture of Magneto, and this is kind of 1-to-1. Like, you'd be like I said, Polaris is Magneto's daughter. So, you know what I mean? That strength means something. You know what I mean? Like, Magneto was able to do incredible things, and that's what Charles was telling Polaris. Your father was able to do extraordinary things, and he was able to control himself. I know you're able to control yourself and let out that full strength. And I love how also the team said, "We'll be there for you." We're like, Bishop is like, "I'll be there to kind of take on any access energy so you don't hurt anybody." And the other X-Men team were like, "We're right there with you." It's a team, it's a family. Saying that you don't have to go through this finding out who you are on your own. We're here to back you up. We're your family. I love that. It's a sense of family, and it's great. It's great. But I want to go, okay, we got to talk about this now, because I want to talk about it. Apocalypse resurrecting Remy LeBeau, bro. Remy LeBeau. Gambit. Resurrecting Gambit. This was great. This was great. I knew exactly what we were cutting to. Also, I want to say, Charles is doing X Corp on Genosha. That's his response. That's where he thinks they should be moving forward, where the X-Men can do X-Men things overseas. They're not allowed to do X-Men things where they lived with the mansion, but they were able to do X-Men things on Genosha because it's overseas. It's outside the government's jurisdiction, so the government can't tell the X-Men you can't X-Men. They can X-Men being overseas. So that's cool. They're going to have some sick-ass outfits, which we'll talk about after this, because there is an image where like they do show what their outfits are going to look like, and I want to talk about that more. But the Apocalypse resurrecting Gambit was really, really cool. We got this shot right here, the death card, because Gambit's cards turned into the death cards. So Gambit will be death for sure. No doubt about it. This confirms it right here. Gambit will be death. Really, really sick that he has these, cards kind of turned into the death playing cards. That's sick to me. This is really, really cool. Especially the lovers. This is was it Rogue? So this is going to be the tower. This is all interesting to me, and I wonder if this is kind of foreshadowing anything. New Rockstars will break this down. This might foreshadow something like resurrection, burning down maybe your past home, and trying to rekindle with your past lover. Who knows? I don't know. Or maybe make your lover team up with you. Who knows where this is going? But this is cool. I thought that was cool. Kind of like the cards turning into the death cards. I thought that was sick. And then we get this smirk of Gambit. We know that smirk. And very much so, he has the same look. He has the same look from his look before. They didn't make it very visceral like they did from the comics, which we'll talk about, because maybe that's one of the things you don't like, Jimmy. We'll have to talk about it. But Gambit looks the same. Gambit looks the same. He's just dark with red eyes. Very much so the same. And I'm going to pull up a picture here of Gambit in the comics. This is what Gambit looks like in the comics. This. Very much different. The same, but different. More like visceral on terms of his look. Here, like I said though, it's kind of like, which I can actually minimize this like this. Kind of different. It's very much so different. So, yeah. Kind of the same, kind of different. It's the color they got right, the red eyes they got right, but it's different. It's not like one to one. Like, oh, he has all this extra stuff on him. Yeah, it's like I'm okay with it. I think it's good because when we get Gambit turning back to normal, we want him to like it just be like, okay, there's not you don't look drastically different. Like it's just you're grayed out and you have red eyes. We can deal with that. So I'm okay with that. I think this is going to be an easy figure for also Hasbro to change. They just got to do a repaint on the Gambit we already have. Just make him with red eyes. It's pretty simple. Not gonna lie. I think that's good. I'm okay with that. I can see the Marvel Legends community making a big deal about it though, saying, "Oh, this is so like this is so cheap a Hasbro. Like they just did a repaint." Like I can see them making a big deal about this. Like they didn't even try. I can see people making a big deal about it. Gambit is death. Magneto would need to be war. Yeah. You said I didn't like how they just made Gambit blue. I thought it makes sense. You know what I mean? We want there to be an easy when Gambit goes back to normal. We want there to be an easy kind of like transition back to normal. Like we don't want there to be like, oh my god, you look really different. I don't know if I mess with that. It made sense. It makes sense to me. You know what I mean? I don't. I think it makes sense. You said I think they will. They may be doing X on or onslaught. The government is going to attack Genosha again. I, they might, maybe. That's pretty good. That's pretty interesting theory. You said Val Cooper is Mystique. Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that. Okay, did we know that? I don't think I knew that. I think that's animation error. Do you think this is animation error? Maybe his look would change. I don't think so. I think he's gonna look like this. It's not an animation error, Jamigi. It's how he is in the comics as a horseman. I mean Val Cooper eyes. Val Cooper eyes. You said that's the error? The Val Cooper eyes, they look fine. I don't know what we're talking about with eyes. Maybe you guys saw something in this episode, but I didn't see anything. People like anything, people like Anthony's Customs is not it. If you're going to complain, why even buy Marvel Legends? Thank you. That's essentially who I'm talking about. Is the person that complains the most in the figure community. But just without naming names, but you kind of named one. But you kind of like that. Like people are gonna have a field day with this. Like a lot of those. Oh, I don't like repaints. I don't like using the same body parts. You know what I mean? Like reuse, like a reuse on the body. All of them are going to have a field day with this. They're going to be like, that's so cheap. Hasbro didn't try. When this came from the show. Like, this is what the show chose to do. So it's like, how are you going to blame? I don't know. They'll find a way. But you said her eyes have changed color over the seasons. I haven't been paying attention. You guys are really picking up on, like, the deep cuts. I haven't even noticed. Might be Mystique. She might be Mystique. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I feel like it would make sense on the actions she's taking and how she's approaching things. But we'll have to wait and see. But our boy Gambit's back. That's my kind of like my the happiest thing I want to talk about. Gambit is back. Our goat is back. I'm happy. It's peak. It's peak. Where's my peak button?
What are you saying, bro? Like, yo, this is peak. This is peak. There's nothing that can be done here that can be improved on.
It's peak.
This is peak.
Like I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. Gambit's back. Kick-ass episode. I really enjoyed this episode. And yeah, honestly, I'm excited to see what they do going forward. I think next week is going to be very interesting. I think next week might be the reveal of Gambit to the team. I would be surprised if they hold it off until like an episode like I don't even know what. This was episode 6. I would be surprised if they hold it off until episode 8. They have to bring Gambit in episode 7. They would have to. What are you guys thinking? Do you think Gambit's showing up next week? Or do you think he's showing up in episode like 8? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Next episode, Colossus. Oh yeah, we have to get that one shot from the trailer. Colossus like over was it um where he was kind of like over Magic's body. Yeah, we got to get this shot. I want to get like a huge image of this. Yeah, we got to get this shot still. Yeah. Next episode might be next week. Look up Apocalypse Colossus. Or Acolyte Colossus? What? Is he going to be like a... Is it Acolyte Colossus? Oh, that popped up. Okay. Who is this Acolyte Colossus? Is he like a horseman for Apocalypse? Like what is it? Who's Acolyte Colossus? Marvel Comics Colossus uh defected from X-Men and joined Magneto's acolytes. Oh, okay. Okay, grief and drain and brain damage. He embraced Magneto's extremist extremist ideals after the tragic death of his parents and his sister and Magic. His sister Magic. Oh, okay. All right, I get it. I get it. So essentially it's him kind of dealing with the loss of Magic. That's going to be sad. Cuz we haven't seen much of Colossus, so that's going to be interesting. He must have been there, I would assume, when Genosha fell. He must have been there clearly. In Magic, oh man, that's going to be sad. I really like that character too. I really love Magic. So that is sad. That's what he be. Next episode is something else. Titled Strange Land Savage Heart. I think we are getting Remy next week. I think we're getting Gambit next week. They going to the Savage Lands. Magic was killed by a virus, so he joined Magneto. It don't look like no virus she was killed by. It looked like she got killed by a Sentinel in Genosha. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We got 10 people in here. I just want to say thank you for everybody joining. Make sure to like the stream. We do this every week. Guys, we only got 4 likes on the stream. Let's try to get to 10 likes. That'd be great. You said he joined Magneto. We might see Zaland. I can't pronounce that. No, I mean the comics. Oh, she died by a virus in the comics. Okay. All right. Thank you, Jimmy G. I appreciate you. I am interested to see what's going to happen here. Speaking of which, there's actually a Magic figure at the village I've been wanting to get my hands on. I might actually have to buy that today. I'm not going to lie. Because I've been wanting it. And it looks like it's the same outfit too. Like they're, the Secret Wars Magic. I think you guys know the one I'm talking about. It looks like that's the outfit she's wearing here. It was like, what are they called? Like the X-Men trainer suits or something? I can't remember what they're called. Um, Yeah, this figure. I want this figure. They have this figure at my GameStop. It's just sitting there. I might have to cop it today. I might have to. Is connected by the Savage Land. Polaris half sister. Okay, Polaris is half sister. Okay, bet, bet. With me with Magic, I really like this character. I think Magic is like a like. I feel like Magic is slept. I feel like sort of slept on. I feel like I'm glad Magic over time has been getting a lot more attention. Magic is such a cool character. I have how many Magics do I have? I think I only have one. Yeah, I could always use more Magic, so that's cool. I'm about to get another Magic figure today. I think I might, because I'm going out to the mall today, so I might have to. I might have to pick it up. I might have to pick it up. I've been wanting another one. I like this figure a lot too. It was one of my favorite like looking figures that we saw from the Secret Wars Wave 2 line. I really like this figure. I'm gonna have to pick it up today. I think I might do it. I picked this up yesterday. Kind of since we're at the tail end of the stream, I picked up the shirtless Wolverine Target exclusive figure yesterday. I picked this up yesterday. My local Target had it. Shout out to Troy because he went to the Target. They had it, and he asked one of the people at the what do you call the return desk or the what's the word? No, was it the return desk? That's not the right word for it. Um, Whatever. Long story short, he asked an employee to save it for me underneath my name. I picked it up. I can't remember the name of the whatever, but I can't wait to get that figure out and put it up with my Deadpool and Wolverine stuff. Hasbro needs to make a comic Polaris and Havoc 2-pack already. They need to do an X-Men 97 Polaris and Havoc. I could care less the comic looks for them. I've seen their comic counterparts. Not a fan, especially of Havoc. Atrocious. That figure was cheap, I think, at like a Walgreens or something. I wouldn't pick it up. I hate that costume for Havoc. I like this look he has way more. And I don't even know if that's the look. I don't even know if he has that look in the comics. I just know. I probably spelled that wrong. How was it? Havoc. Havoc. Yeah, Havoc. Marvel Legends. Yeah, bro. I hate this one. I like this one, and this might have been already a Marvel Legends, but I hate. Oh, this is cool. You're talking about like a redone? I'd buy this. This is like what their X Factor look. I like that. Since we're talking about Marvel Legends, Maximum Thor is my second favorite figure of the year, along with the Secret Wars Daredevil. Great figures. I own them both. The 90s comic version is their design from X-Men 97. Yeah, I like this version a lot more. I hate this one. I hate it. It looks so ugly. What's on bro's head? Like, what's on your head, man? You don't need that. Why is it there? Like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. It's just ass, bro. I hate that look. I hate it. This is so much better. This look he has. So much better. I'd buy that figure. It's probably expensive, this 2-pack. I guarantee it is. I would like an X-Men 97 version of this. If they don't make one, I would buy this, but this is probably expensive on the aftermarket. Yeah, 135. Yeah, no, bro. I think this is open too. Pre-owned. $135 on eBay. Nope. Nope. He said, I put Morph in my X Factor. Do you think they would fit well? I put Morph in my X Factor. Do you think that fit well? 100%. Yeah, I think that fits well. Yeah. X Factor run was written by the same person who made Spider-Man 29. Oh, did not know that. That's fire, Jamegi. That's actually really, really cool. I would love them to do a 2-pack, like an X-Men 97 version of Polaris and Havoc. Like, that'd be fire if they did that. I'd buy that for sure. I'm trying to think something else. Anything else? Oh, I finally unboxed my brown suit Wolverine and my black suited Storm 2-pack from X-Men 97. They're on the shelf. I don't know if you guys can really see that, but they're up on my shelf right now. They're like right here on my shelf. So, yeah. It's fire. It's peak. It's peak. Peter David, same person who made Smart Hulk. Did not know that. That's cool. But great episode. All around great episode. Cannot wait for next week. Next week's gonna be sick. So I can't wait for next week. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. Um this week I want to remind people this Friday, chill stream, 7:50 p.m. EST. We'll go live technically at 8 p.m. EST. So we are doing a chill stream this Friday. We're not missing it. We're going to stay consistent with those. And then I am also doing San Diego Comic-Con is this Saturday, guys. It's the big one. San Diego Comic-Con is this Saturday. I'm going to go to YouTube real quick. And I'm going to show you guys my I have the stream up already for San Diego Comic-Con. If anybody wants to put on notifications for said stream, you can. Like I said, it's going to be big. 8 p.m. EST, San Diego Comic-Con, baby. So if anybody wants to go over there right now, like the stream, go feel free to do so. Put on notifications. You could say notify me. Like I said, we're going to be going live at 8 because it goes live at 8:30 is when the Hall H panel starts for Marvel Studios at SDCC. So you're not going to want to miss it. There's going to be a lot of stuff coming out, probably news-wise at San Diego Comic-Con. I don't think we'll get a lot of trailers. If we get a Vision Quest trailer, that would be great, but I don't think we're going to get that until D23, which I do have a live stream up for that as well. If you guys want to go notify yourself for that as well, hit the notify me button and such. You can go do so. But I am ready. I am so ready for this. You said Marvel Legends reveal this week. Yeah, it's this Friday. I'm not sure what time this Friday. I don't know if there's going to be an actual like video that the Hasbro team puts out. I don't know. But if we'll probably talk about it on Friday night if they do stuff. We'll probably do it. We'll talk about it on Friday night's chill stream. We'll talk about the reveals and things. I want Hasbro to make a Storm 90s outfit, but updated. Okay, that's pretty cool. It's cool. I can't wait for the Marvel Legends reveals in the morning on Friday. It should be interesting. Do we know what time it's happening in the morning? I don't know if I'll do a live stream twice because I feel like that's a little bit excessive. And I don't think we're going to get a ton of reveals at SDCC. I would be surprised, but who knows? This weekend is going to be peak. This weekend is going to be peak indeed. We have a lot coming out. And we have X-Men 97 this week. We have Marvel Legends reveals this Friday. We have San Diego Comic-Con on Saturday. And next week, we have Spider-Man. And we have the chill stream on Friday night. I am going to try to do one on Friday night. So we have the chill stream. I'm seeing Spider-Man again on Friday morning on Friday. I'm going to be seeing Spider-Man. In Screen X for the first time, I'm going to be seeing a movie. And it's going to be Spider-Man. Spider-Man was shot for Screen X. So I'm very excited to see what that's going to look like on a Screen X screen. But I'm also seeing Spider-Man on Thursday. So I'm going to a fan event. I'm hoping I get like a poster or something. I think we're getting socks, which is like, I don't want socks, bro. I wanted a poster, but whatever. I'm gonna be wearing my Spider-Man suit on Thursday though, so I'm geeked. I'm excited. I'll be taking a lot of photos. Expect a vlog on Thursday next week because I would like to do a vlog. So we'll have to wait and see what's happening. But yeah, very excited. Very, very excited indeed. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna end stream here. Because I gotta get going. I'm meeting up with my friend Jamie. We're gonna be going to the mall. I might pick up that magic figure. I think I have a $5 off coupon. So W's on my end. But yeah, guys. I'll catch you guys this Friday for Friday's chill stream. As always, guys, hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll catch you guys this Friday at 7:50 p.m. EST. Peace.